Hello, welcome to High Ground Gaming. This is Eric. My co-host Mr. Brody is here. And we've reached the end of another month. We've completed the month of July of 1978. And we're going to do a video here on comparing how they've done in actual life to so far this season. Month of July summaries compared to the actual month. And some individual and team statistics. So, currently the Red Sox are 62-41. They're 2.5 games out of first place. Milwaukee Brewers are in first place with a record of 64-38. Followed by the New York Yankees, which are just 3.5 games up behind them. So if you look at the actual to-date stats here, to the right of the standings, Milwaukee is actually performing 5 games ahead of their pace. The Red Sox 3 games behind their pace, but they've been better towards the end of the month. And the New York Yankees are actually overperforming by 3 games. So the Red Sox are underperforming slightly there. So hopefully this month of August we can improve upon that. And get back up in first place there. So let's see here. So if we look at the actual stats for the month of, actually, let's see here. Yeah, overall record. If we go back to this left chart here, overall record 62-41. Still a good percentage, 602, still up over 600. Home record of 31-19. And a road record of 31-22. Versus left-handed starters were 17-11. Righties were 45-30. Extra inning games 7-6. One-run games were just at 500, 13-13. And we are 6-4 in the last 10 games. We've been shut out twice. And we've scored 10 or more runs 11 times, which is good. So our mean here is only approximately, I would say, right about 4 runs per game is about our average. Our runs against, let's see here. We've played, how many games have we played? 103. So our median average here is going to be around 51 or so. So 18, 35, 39, 49. So it's around 4 runs against us. And let's just do the median here. 2, 4, 6. So 29, 23, 31. Yeah, 31, 32. So we're averaging about the same amount of runs given up as we do scored, so about even there. We'll get into our pitching and actual batting stats a little more detail, but just from the naked eye here, our mean is about the same there. It seems a little heavier this way, but you do have 12 and 11 down here, so 8 times they've scored 11 runs, so that's a little concerning right there. The opponent has. But they've only scored 10 runs more 5 times, and we've done it 11 times. So we probably have a lot more runs scored. It just looks a little more even this way. Let's see here. So the actual, let's look at the monthly stats here, if we can. Actually, we'll finish this right here. Left on base, we've left 829 on base. And opponent 784. Not necessarily bad that we've had more because we've had a lot more runners on probably. Double plays turned 91. We've turned and opponents turned 101. No triple plays for anybody yet. Most hits we've had 19 hits and the opponents had 20. Least hits 3. So we haven't even been close to having a no hitter really against us. Opponent 2. So we have pitched a 2-hitter. Most runs 14 for us and the opponent 16. Total run, here we go. Total runs, yeah. See, total runs were way ahead. 545 to 445. So over 100 runs differential. So the average runs, here we go. So 5.29 to 4.32. So that's not too bad. I like to see the opponents go a little bit lower here. Average, but not bad. If we can keep that up for the rest of the season, we should be all right. Home runs at Boston, we've had 56 home runs, and the opponents had 45. And opponents, we've had 55, and the opponents had 55, so pretty even on the road. Let's see, against the AL East, the Orioles were 2-8 against, so we've had our issues with the Orioles. Cleveland Indians, we've pretty much dominated, 8-2. Detroit Tigers, 5-3. Milwaukee, 3-4. Definitely need to improve that since they're the first place team. New York Yankees were just 2-4 against them, and the Blue Jays, we've played 7 games and beat them in all those games. So we've done much better against the West. The Angels were 3-2 against. White Sox 7-2. Kansas City Royals 3-1. Hey, Miss Mags. Minnesota Twins 8-3. Oakland 3-1. Seattle 4-2, and Texas 7-3. So we've had a winning record against everybody in the West except for the Kansas City Royals. No surprise there. And the AL East, we've the Orioles and Brewers and Yankees. So that the better teams we've had issues with there. So we got to improve that. All right. So let's see what else we can check here. Let's see. Okay, so we have our standings here. Trying to find out where our team totals are here to see how we did in the month of July. Let's see, I think it might be in here. Primary, no. So these are our team stats here. Totals and everything. We'll see how our rankings are in a second. Secondary stats. Lefty versus righty. Let's take a look at the actual if we can right here. Fielding, team detail, line scores, usage display. Comparison? What's that? Oh, okay. So this is kind of interesting here. So actual and replay, I think up to this point. Let's see here. Yeah, I think this is up to this is actual for the season. So let's take a look at this. So we're approximately 103 out of 162 games. So approximately 5/8 of the way through. So a little over halfway through. You can check out these stats here. So the averages should be starting to get close to what they should be. Remy a little high, Burleson high, 40 points. Remy about 30 points higher. Jim Rice right on. Stremski pretty much right on, only 7 points difference. Fisk a little higher, not too bad though, pretty close. Freddie Lynn right real close. George Scott really close. Dwight Evans performed better than he did in the actual season so far. Hobson better. Brohammer a little bit better. Definitely on less at bats. Frank Duffy right about the same. Bob Bailey even worse than expected. And that's saying something there. Gary Hancock, not many at bats here. Bob Montgomery way above, but again not many at bats. Sam Bowen better, but again not many at bats. And Fred Kendall, maybe a little bit better, but not much. Those are batting average wise. Let's see. So home runs. I guess we can look at home runs. Jim Rice definitely way under as far as triples go. He had 15. That's going to be hard to duplicate. Home runs. Jim Rice, I think about where he should be. He slowed down a bit. He was on a pace to hit 50 at one point. Probably not now. So he's about. I think he's about where he should be here. I guess about where he should be. Maybe a little bit behind now. Kyle Yastrzemski, not bad. Fisk, pretty good. Freddie Lynn, definitely above where he should be. He's almost got as many home runs as he did the entire season. George Scott, I think about where he should be. Same thing for Evans. Same thing for Hobson, homer-wise. RBI totals. Rice maybe a little bit behind where he should be RBI-wise. Everybody else looks pretty good. Evans above where he should be, definitely. Hobson below where he should be. And he did spend a lot of time on the DL, though. Well, a couple weeks anyway. So that could be part of it. Again, some of that could be part of it with some of these guys. So there's the rest of the stuff. Let's just look at the records here. Well, ERA. Bergmeyer, worse. Bill Campbell, better. A lot better, actually. Dick Drago, good amount better. Eckersley, right on where he should be. Same thing with Bill Lee. Stanley, about a run worse than he should be. Tiant, about a run worse than he should be. Torres, a little bit better than he should be. Jim Wright, worse, by about a run. Alan Ripley, way worse. And he was pretty bad to start with. And the Rose and Sproul haven't come on and played yet, but I don't think they have they? I haven't even seen them available. Andy Hasley just came on, but he's right where he should be. Alright, so there's a little comparison there. Let's see, what else can we look at here? Let's look at some, I guess, league leaders. Maybe we'll probably find that. Let me just check here. Oh, I think it might be in the bottom. Here it is, down the bottom here. This is what we want to look at. So for the month of July, so the Red Sox were 17-11 in the replay in July, and we did much better. We were 13-15 on the actual season, so we've definitely improved in that respect. So we're 4 games. Four games better in the month of July. So let's take a look at the 4 months we played so far. So April, we were right on. We were 11-9 in the actual season, 12-8 in the replay. In May, 21-9 in the replay, and 23-7. So we weren't quite as good, but pretty close. So pretty on for the first month and 2/3 or whatever it is there. June, we struggled in June. We definitely lost a lot of ground in June. We were only 12-13 in June, and in the actual season we were 18-7. But in July we made a little bit of that up, so we're still a little bit behind where we should be. Again, 3 games behind. Now August is going to be tough for us to make any ground there, because we were 19-10 in the actual season. So we're going to have a really good August in order to make up any ground there, but it can be done. In September is where we really need to improve there, because that's where they had their collapse pretty much. They were only 14-15. So hopefully we can have a little bit better August and a much better September. So that's pretty much it for monthly summaries there. Nothing else really to see here. Alright, so let's go with our league leaders now as we check those out. So let's see if we have any league leaders in the top 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like top 12. So Jim Rice is 7th. 2, 3, 4. 7th in the league in batting. Jerry Remy is 11th. At bat, no, we don't look at that. Doesn't matter. Runs scored. Jerry Remy is 3rd with 69. Yastrzemski is 7th, 63, and Freddie Lynn also with 63, tied for 7th. Well, maybe not 7th. Technically 1, 2, 3. Remy's 3rd, and Yastrzemski and Lynn are 4th. Colin Fisk and Bobby Bonds 5th. Alright, hits-wise, Jim Rice leads the league with 135 hits. Jerry Remy 2nd with 127. That's surprising. I didn't think he was going to be that high. So a couple of Red Sox in the hits leaders. Doubles, Fred Lynn with 29 is 2nd. Tied for 2nd with George Brett. And Carlton Fisk is 5th, tied for 5th with 25. Triples, again, Remy's actually leading with 6. He's 4th in the league, tied for 4th in the league with Burleson. Rice was like 15, I think, on the season, but he's nowhere near. I think he's only got like around 4 right now, so lacking behind there. Home runs, Jim Rice is 2nd, just 1 behind Don Baylor, the Angels, tied for 2nd with Rico Cardi. Freddie Lynn, who's had, like I said, hitting above his average pace, his pace for the season. He's already just 1 behind his pace. I mean, his total for the season with 22. He has 21. So he's tied for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place for home runs. RBIs, Rice leads with 87. Leads the league there. And Freddie Lynn is 8th place with 67, and Dwight Evans, who's ahead of his pace there in RBIs, is 12th. Walks, Dwight Evans, yeah, right up there. 8th place, I think, because there's 261s here. Tied for 8th. We said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, tied for 8th. Intentional walks. Butch Hobson, surprisingly, there. Tied for 5th place there. Jim Rice in 6th with 7. Strikeouts, Dwight Evans, 4th place. Butch Hobson, no surprise there. It's down at 74. Hit by a pitch, Carlton Fisk's 2nd place with 7, tied for 7th. A whole bunch of others. Tied for 2nd. Alright, sacrifice hits. Nobody in that, no surprise there. Stolen bases. Now, sacrifice hits, they probably include anytime you sacrifice, I guess, and it was successful. That's why the hits term is kind of misleading, because it's not really a hit. I mean, it is a sacrifice, but a hit you think of as being a base hit, but that's not what it is here, I don't believe. Nobody in for, obviously not surprising, nobody in top 12 for stolen bases. Gone at the double plays. Freddie Lynn pretty high up on there with 13. Hitting streak, nobody with a current good hitting streak here. The Red Sox. Pinch hit average, nothing there. Jeez, I'm surprised. Bernie Carbo would have been, but now he's on Cleveland. But Bernie Carbo. And again, we're playing the 1977 Boston Red Sox with Bernie Carbo, and we're trying not to trade him off. I'm trying to keep him, but he's not very happy right now because he's not getting a lot of playing time, so we're going to have to try to give him some more playing time in right field for the 77 Red Sox using the Out of the Park baseball, managed by Mr. Brody. Slugging percentage, Jim Rice, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5th place there. Freddie Lynn, 6th place, no surprise there. On base percentage, Jim Rice, 12th place there. Oh. On the bottom there, I don't know if that's 12th place because there's a couple that are tied. Runs created, Jim Rice up there, 5th place. Total average, Jim Rice, 5th place. Total bases, now Jim Rice, I think he had the highest total since like Babe Ruth. I think he had over 400. I want to say 400 or close to 400 total bases in 1978. I know it was the longest in like a long time for total bases. I remember hearing that. But yeah, he's pretty far ahead though of everybody else. He's third, probably got a lot of, all those home runs, but all those triples too. But still, he's 31 ahead of Don Baylor, who's second. So he's got a pretty good lead there. Freddie Lynn, 4th place there with 207. So batting average versus lefties. Surprisingly, Rice is not on that one. Oh, those averages are pretty high too. Home run versus lefties. Don Baylor. Home run versus righties. Batting average versus righties. Jim Rice, way up there. 5th in the league for that. Freddie Lynn, 7th, 347. Home runs versus righties. Jim Rice leads the league there with 24. Freddie Lynn with 4th place with 18. Alright, so fielding wise, George Scott 4th in the league there. Not the greatest there. 682. Again, these are range checks here. I think these are just the range checks here. Jerry Remy, 2nd in the league there. Yeah, Butch Hobson dead last, 283 in the range checks. That's pretty horrible. Rick Burleson and Mark Belanger pretty high up there. Mark Belanger slightly ahead. Outfield, Freddie Lynn, no surprise there, 964. Dwight Evans pretty high too, 905. And Jim Rice, 840. Catcher, X percentage, Fisk, 810. Errors, Butch Hobson, no surprise there, leads the league with 25. Frank Duffy would have been up there too, but he hasn't had a lot of playing time. Opponent steals. So Fisk, these are the ones you don't want to be ahead in, but Fisk is 4th in the league there with 56. Opponent stolen base percentage. Oh, off the catcher. Larry Parrish the best there. Fisk. Yeah, actually Fisk way down there. Not even on the chart. Pitching now. Switch off leads with 16 wins. He should win 20. He was pretty dominant against us. Eckersley tied for 3rd with 13 with a bunch of other guys. Mike Torres slightly behind with 12. Losses, nobody on that. We don't want to be on that one. Winning percentage, Mike Torres 800. Eckersley at 650. ERA, Eckersley in like about 10th place here. Well, 9th because 2 of those guys are tied. Mike Caldwell leads the league with 2. Torres on the list too, top 12. Innings pitched. Eckersley making 170. Flanagan leads with 208. Nobody in total batters faced. Games pitched. Bob Stanley with 49. Bergmeyer's up there. Yeah, our bullpen's pretty taxed. Bergmeyer and Drago also on that list. Gotta get a little bit more of our starters overall, I believe. Complete games. Eckersley with 9. Games finished. Stanley 36. He's got to get better, so we can be better. Saves. Stanley with 14. Roche leads with 21 for California. Save percentage. Stanhouse 947. Bob Steele only 778. That's going to improve. Shutouts. No shutouts there. I don't think the Red Sox have shutout. Yeah, they've got 3 shutouts actually. So it must be. Might have Eckersley, I think, or Torres there, tied with 2 possibly. Well, at least one of them there, probably. Hits allowed. We don't want to be on that one, or we're not. Runs. Don't want to be on that one, or we're not. Earned runs. Nobody on that one. Home runs allowed. Nobody on that one. Walks. Nobody on that one. Strikeouts. Let's see if we have anybody on this. Nope, nobody on the strikeout. The leaders. Wild pitches. Nobody on that. Box. Nobody on that. Opponent steals. Yeah, Mike Torres. We don't want to be on this one. 22. Eckersley 18. Opponent stolen base percentage. Andy Hassler. He's up. That's only in a few, probably limited starts there. Unlimited innings pitched there. Hits per 9 innings is what we want to be on here. I think Eckersley is on this one. Or he was. Maybe not anymore. I thought he was on this one at one time. I guess not anymore. Guidry leads there. Walks per 9 innings. Eckersley on that one, 2.32. Tiant on this one. Ks per 9 innings, 5.63. And that's it for the Red Sox. Home runs per 9 innings. Nobody on that. Well, actually, we wanted to be on that one, but nobody's on that one. Opponent's batting average. Eckersley 235 against opponents. Ron Guidry at 193. Fergie Jenkins, who was on the Red Sox, 207. We're going to try to keep Ferguson Jenkins for the Red Sox in 1978 using out of the park baseball when we get to that, possibly. We'll have to see who else is out there, but you might want to try to keep him. Left-handed opposition. Okay. Opponent's batting average. So we're not on that. Mike Caldwell, 123. Yeah, see, right-handed opposing batting average. Ferguson Jenkins, Texas, 132. Eckersley, not bad, though, 182. Very good there. And Tiant made that list, too. 224. Definitely need a better second half from Tiant. That will help us a lot. And last chart here. Run support. Red Sox have been giving their pitchers run support. Torres with 5, almost 6 runs a game. Tiant 5.5. And Eckersley with almost 5. And had a run is scored. This is where I relievers want to be on. And Dick Drago has had a good season so far. He's on that. Strikeouts over walks. Eckersley on that with 1.98. That's good. Just one of our guys on that. Jenkins, wow, 4-to-1 ratio there. That's pretty amazing there. So he's having a good season for the Texas Rangers. Yeah, I'm not sure why these on the left here, why they have the wrong nicknames here, because I changed all the nicknames in the box scores, so maybe on the record books you got to change them differently. Alright, so let's see. Those are the league leaders. The end of July. Okay, let's look at the batting average. Team batting average. Red Sox hitting 283 as a team. Looks like that's tops in the... Yeah, it is. Tied with Milwaukee. They've got a lot more at-bats than Milwaukee does. Triples, Red Sox with 30. Few teams ahead of us in that. Home runs. Actually, Milwaukee, 20 ahead of us there. We're second in the league there, Milwaukee. Crushing the ball there. RBIs, we're 17 ahead of Milwaukee there for the league lead. Stolen bases, I think probably dead. Yeah, we are dead last by quite a bit. So you only totally attempted 15 stolen bases all season. Arrow-wise, we're definitely higher than we want to be there, 91. Let's check the team ERA. Wow, the Yankees are leading team ERA, 3.15. 3.84, not bad, but we got to get a little bit better than that. Let's see Milwaukee. Milwaukee just below us there. Yeah, wow, we let a lot of home runs. We're third in the league in home runs allowed. That's not good. Walks 283. Strikeouts 455. Opponents average 275. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're fifth in the league in that, so that's got to improve a bit. That's your grand totals there for teams. Check those out too if you like. Fielding totals here. Overall 977. About probably in the middle of the pack there. See if I see any glaring numbers that stick out here. Not really. Manager profiles. Board game breakdowns. Injury report. Let's see. Who have we had injured so far? LaRose, Sprawl, Ripley, and Bowen. Oh, is this as of now, currently? Or is this for the season? Hopefully Ripley will go on the will go on there pretty soon. And that is pretty much awards voting. That's kind of interesting to look at. So Jim Rice for the MVP. No arguments there. Fred Lynn second. Wow, 349. Cy Young. No Red Sox in there. Mike Caldwell, Milwaukee. Okay, all-star selection by position. So Fisk, runner-up in that one. Gary Alexander. I think that's Gary Alexander. First base, Thompson Murray. Second base, Jerry Remy. Third base, Nettles beating Brett. Royce Smalley overhead. We're just ahead of Rick Burleson. Jim Rice for left field over Don Baylor. Amos Otis just ahead of Fred Lynn. Well, that's pretty close, though. Pretty close in the voting there. And Dwight Evans just behind Bond. So the Red Sox could potentially have 3 outfielders on there. All right. Mike Caldwell ahead of Dave LaRoche for start for pitching. Not that they never really voted on these, but just kind of interesting to see here. So the Red Sox with Eckersley in one of the starting pitchers for the All-Star game there. And Mike Torres, runner up there. Gold gloves. Let's see. Oh, gee, Butch Hobson, not a gold glove. That's a surprise. Burleson at shortstop. Freddie Lynn in center field. So a couple of gold glove candidates there. Runner up. Dwight Evans, the Red Sox. Silver Sluggers. Definitely Jim Rice and Fred Lynn. Jerry Remy, just the runner-up to George Orta, second base. Fireman of the Year. Wow, Bob Stanley, 36. I don't think so. But way behind here, the other guys. These guys much better. Manager of the Year, Don Zimmer's fourth. Record book. Longest games. We're up there for a 15-inning game here against the Blue Jays. Most runs one team. Not on the list there. One of the, in fact, one of them was against us. Detroit Tigers scored 16 against us. Most hits. We're not on the list there. One of them was Seattle against us. Scored 20 hits against us. Most runs. Wow, Detroit, 25 against us. Wow. Oh, most runs both teams. So we were involved in that one with Detroit. Just that one. Most hits both teams. We were in that Seattle. 37 hits there, third in the league with that. And one against Detroit here, 34. Oops. Ooh, hold on. Oh, where do we go? Record book. Okay, there it is. Alright, at bats, Munson with 9. See if anything sticks out here. Nothing too exciting here. Again, you guys can stop this if you like. So 9+ innings. Mark Fidrich. So no hitters so far. Just Mark the Bird Fidrich though with a 1-hitter, and we had down to Checkers. We had a 2-hitter. Most hits allowed. I wonder if Alan Ripley's on that one. Nope. Larry Gerd, 20 hits. Wow. Now we pulled them before you could allow that many. Walks allowed. Wow, Nolan Ryan had 12 walks in a game. He also has the most. Probably has one for them. Yeah. Is it the same game? 5-5. No. Let's see. How about 6-6? No. Nolan Ryan has the top 2 walks allowed. Actually had one here too. 5-23. So Nolan Ryan with 3 of the top. Oh, Louis Thielen had one with 9 walks. I think I remember that one against the Yankees. Wow. So Nolan Ryan with 3 in the top 10 for walks. Well, top whatever it is, 10 or 12. Strikeouts. Nolan Ryan a whole bunch in here too. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of the in top 10, well, top whatever strikeouts. There we go. There's Alan Ripley. 4 home runs allowed in the game. Again, in only 4 innings. Definitely the least amount of innings for anybody here. Game score. Not sure exactly how they rate these games, but see if we were in any of those. No, I don't see any of us in there. Even as opponent. And that's it. So I think that is it. I think we've gone through just about everything here. Some lefty-righty splits. That might not be interesting to take a look at, if you like to take a look at that. For the Red Sox. Sabermetric. I think I did all these. Fielding. Traditional. Alright. Team detail. It's kind of interesting too, the batting positions, what each. So bet second, all the guys that bat second and third, and fifth are all over 300. Cleanup 289. Home runs out of position 3. Rice has played there a lot, I think. Clutch only 242. Bases loaded 319 with 5 homers. 297 against Cleveland, 311 against California, 318 against Minnesota, 336 against Seattle. Home games 303, road games 265. Pretty even as far as home runs go. Day games 282, night games 283, pretty even there. So in April we hit 275, May 292, 295. So our pitching must have been better because our average went down. We didn't hit quite as many home runs either, but so our pitching must have been better. Let's see here. We get into some more stats here. Starters are 45 and 31. Relievers 17 and 10. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. I always do the wrong thing there. Team detail, let's see. Line scores. Okay. Guess we can do the line scores just in case you guys want to look at those. Don't know why, but there you go. Usage display. Keep track of those. So Stremski a little high there. Duffy way high, but that'll go down because we won't play him after a while. And Sam Bowen way high, but we won't play him after a while. So over the entire season. So what place were we in? So we were in first place a little while at the start. Then we stayed in first place. Actually, we were a little bit behind, but then we stayed in first place from April 15th all the way to June 24th. And then we went back in first place July 8th. July 8th to... We were tied for July 8th to 17th, so a little over a week. 9 days there. We were in first place, and since July 19th, we've been in second place. We've only been as much as 4 games out, so we haven't been that far out. So we've been we're in the hunt. Let's just say that, which is good. So we've never gone lower technically since, well, 4th place here, but that doesn't really count. So, well, we did go 3rd place a little bit here, but briefly. But we're back up in 2nd there now. Well, that's kind of interesting there. I think we already, we looked at these already. Oh, let's see, total stats. Let's check this out real quick. Oh, this is just... Oh, this is kind of cool. You can look at it individually versus a certain team and how each person did in a certain team. That's pretty cool. Just kind of how we did against Milwaukee. That'd be interesting to look at if I had more time. I'm not going to go through it now, but if you like stats, they're all here. And then against the Yankees. These would be more interesting to look at towards the end of the season. Rob Remy's hitting .481 against the Yankees. Yastrzemski .364. Fisk .348. Jim Rice only .231 against the Yankees. Wow. Pitching wise, we haven't done that well. Jim Wright has been the best. 142 against the Yankees. Only 1 game though. Eckersley hasn't been that great. Torres horrible. So some of these definitely got to improve here. So again, pretty interesting to look at if you like stats, which I do. And again, let's look at the Milwaukee one a little bit more clearly. Oh, Rice not doing good against Milwaukee either. Only 226. So So I think Rice has been beating up on this inferior teams. Eckersley's done well. He's only pitched one game against Milwaukee. Jim Wright again has been great against Milwaukee. Torres not so great, but so definitely tons of stats here. So it's one good thing about Strat-o-matic is they definitely have a lot of stats. They definitely need an upgrade to their engine and to their presentation, but definitely great stats though, which is why I keep playing Strat. It's their strength, definitely. I guess we might as well go through some of the other teams. Kansas City. Let's see how bad we're doing against Kansas City here. Oh, we don't. We can't say versus Milwaukee. Boston versus Milwaukee versus Kansas City. Here we go. Jim Rice has done well. 333. Fred Lynn also 444. But the real story has been our pitching has not been good. Bill Lee's pitched well, but has 2 losses, 276. Eckersley, not so great, 395. Torres has been pretty bad, even though he did get a victory. Everybody else has been pretty bad. Tiant's been bad. Wright's been bad. And Ripley's been bad. Alright, so I could be all night at this. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys a little bit of idea. Let's just check out Toronto since we've been dominating them. I just want to see stat-wise if we have either. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Yastrzemski, Rice, Carbo, Fisk, all over 300 there. Our pitching's been... Torres has got 2 shutouts. Eckersley, 1.06 ERA. Even Ripley's been good against Toronto, so that tells you how bad Toronto is in their year 2. Now Seattle, on the other hand, Jim Rice is at 500 against Seattle. Bob Bailey's, yeah, that tells you how bad Seattle is too. Bob Bailey's hitting 500. Of course, it's only 1 for 2. Fred Lynn 440, Fisk for 421. So we've been even better against hitting wise against Seattle. Although we're only 4-2 against them. Yeah, we've had a couple of bad performances. Eckersley has been bad against them. Torres has been pretty bad. But yeah, these are very interesting to go through. And what were these ones here I wanted to check out? Here we go, April. So that's what we did in April. Good enough. We'll just go through the major statistics here. Then in May we're dominant. June, not so good. Our hitting wasn't bad. Our pitching just wasn't that great. Well, it wasn't that bad, I guess. Yeah, it was pretty bad. 454, actually. Actually, let's just look at this real quick. Okay, so April, we hit 275 as a team, 370 ERA. Pretty good. May, 292 as a team, very good. 368. So that's excellent there. June, obviously a drop off here. No, we hit 295 as a team, so that's not bad. But our pitching, 454. Our pitching was bad. So our pitching is what cost us in June. In July, yeah, our batting definitely dropped off in July there. 268. But our pitching got better, 349 again. So we could hit 368, and I mean, we could hit in the 270s, maybe around 280, and pitch about like we did here, and we should be all right. All right, Louis Tiant was 4-0 in July. Bill Lee 2-2, Eckersley 3-2, Torres was 2-2. So all right, so that's kind of interesting there. So that is going to be it. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, and we'll take a look here. We'll just go to our total stats, and that is it. So that's a summary of our statistics for July. So we'll take a look at this again at the end of August. Hopefully have some good report here, and hopefully be in first place. So take care, God bless, and we will see you in, I think it's game number 104 in the 1978 Red Sox replay. So we're rolling along. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.